morning everyone. I am Madhuparna Dasthai. I am from IT department, Haldia Institute of Technology, and I will give an overview of binary search tree. What is basically a binary search tree? A binary search tree is a tree having root in the middle, two children in left and right, such a way that the left child is always lesser than the root value and the right child is always greater than the root value. Hence, the left child is always lesser than the right child. So this is the property of binary search tree. Now we will understand the algorithm for insertion of an element inside the binary search tree. So see, first we are inserting the value and the root. We will check if the root is null. If the root is null, it means the tree is empty, and we will insert the value in the root at first. So we are checking if root is equal to null, root is equal to new node value. That means we are inserting the element at the root. Now we will return. Now we will check whether the value is lesser than the root node. If the value is lesser than the root node, then according to the properties of binary search tree, it will go to the left side. If it is greater than the root value, then according to the properties of binary search tree, the value will go to the right side of the root. Hence, we are checking if the root.data is greater than value or not. What is root.data? The value which is placed at the root. And again, we are checking if root.left is equal to null. Now, why we are checking this? We are checking whether the left subtree of the binary search tree is empty or not. So, if root.left is equal to null and if root.data is greater than value, then it will be inserted to the left side because the data in the root is greater than the value. The value is lesser than the root. It will go to the left side. Hence, we are placing that new value root.left is equal to new node value, and we are returning. Okay, now we are repeating this insert value root. We are repeating this step again and again until and unless the values are lesser than the root node. This subtree is empty. This subtree is completed. Now we will check whether the value is greater than the root or not. We will insert the value at root.right. If root.data is less than value, then if root.data is less than value, we will check whether the right subtree is empty or not. So, if root.right is equal to null, this condition is used to check whether the right subtree is empty or not. If it is empty and the value is greater than the root value, we will insert the value in the right subtree. Root.right is equal to new node value. We have again written the function insert value root.right so that it can be called again and again for repeating this step. In this manner, we can insert values within the binary search tree in the left subtree and in the right subtree. Now we will understand the concept of threaded binary tree. What is a threaded binary tree? A threaded binary tree is a type of binary tree where null pointers are replaced with pointers to in-order predecessors or successors to improve the traversal efficiency. What is that? See, these are the leaf nodes. What are the leaf nodes? This is a binary tree having 6 as the root node. 3 is the left child of the binary tree, 8 is the right child, and 1 and 5 are the children of 3. So, what are the predecessors of 1? 3 and 6 are the predecessors of 1, and the successors of these 6 are 3 and 1. in this threaded binary tree, what we are doing, we are connecting the children to its predecessors. So one is the child node of 3. It is connected to its predecessor in the form of a thread. This is actually threaded binary tree in which the leaf nodes or the child nodes are connected to their predecessors in the form of a thread. So 1 is the predecessor of 3, 1 is the successor of 3 and 3 is the predecessor of 1. So 1 is connected to its predecessor in the form of a thread. The child nodes are connected to the parent nodes in the form of a thread. This is actually threaded binary tree. This eliminates the need for recursion or a stack when performing an in-order traversal. So this threading or this connection from the child node to the parent node reduces the technique of reduces the time by eliminating the need for recursion or stack when performing an in-order traversal. The traversal can become more easy by connecting the leaf nodes to the predecessor nodes. Next is types of threaded binary trees. First one is single threaded. What does this mean? It means each node has a thread to either its in-order predecessor left thread or in-order successor right thread. See here, this is a single threaded binary tree. Here the child node is connected back to its predecessor in the form of a thread. And also 5 is the child node, it is connected back to its predecessor or the parent node in the form of a thread. Similarly, 7 is connected to 8, its parent node in the form of thread. 9 is also connected. Now what is double threaded? Each node has threads for both its in-order predecessor and successor. See, this is a double threaded binary tree in which there are two-way threads. The predecessor is connected to its successor and also the successor is connected back to its predecessor. 3 is connected to 1 and 1 is also connected to 3. 5 is connected to 3. 5 is also connected back to 6. Both way there is a connection in the form of thread. Each node has threads for both its in-order predecessor and successor. One thread is connecting to its successor and one thread is connected to its predecessor. One thread is connecting to the child node and another is connecting to its parent node. Next is advantages of using threaded binary tree. There are several advantages. The first one is it enables linear traversal of elements. So what are the three kinds of traversal techniques of a tree? First one is in-order, next one is pre-order traversal and the last one is post-order traversal. These are some linear traversal techniques of a tree. So by connecting the child nodes to the parent nodes, these traversal techniques can become easy. Hence, in this tree, it enables linear traversal of elements. Next, it eliminates the use of stack as it performs linear traversal. So, the memory is saved. If there is a stack is used for this traversal, then some memory space is occupied. This is eliminated by using this threaded binary tree. Threaded tree give forward and backward traversal of nodes by in-order fashion. Now what is the in-order fashion for the traversal of a binary tree? In-order fashion means root, then left, right. So we will first travel through the root node, then we will traverse to the left node and then right node. So this traversal can be made easy threaded binary tree. Nodes contain pointers to in-order predecessor and successor. For a given node, we can easily find in-order predecessor and successor. So searching is much more easier. So what are the searching techniques? Searching techniques are depth first search, breadth first search. So depth first search is done by using a stack. These techniques can become easier by using this threaded binary tree techniques. In threaded binary tree, there is no null pointer present. Hence, the memory wastage in occupying null links is avoided. In case of ordinary binary tree, there is a null pointer. Where a null pointer is present for representation of a binary tree in the form of linked list, we usually use null pointer to represent the leaf nodes. After the leaf nodes, we add the null pointer to show that the tree is empty over there. So there is no need of null pointer in the linked list to represent a threaded binary tree. Hence, the memory wastage in occupying the null links is avoided. The threads are pointing to successor and predecessor nodes. This makes us to obtain predecessor and successor of node of any node quickly. And there is no need of stack while traversing the tree because using thread links we can reach to previously visited nodes. Hence, in a word or in a summary, we can easily visit the successor, easily visit the predecessor. Hence, the traversal becomes very easy after using the threaded binary tree concept. Next is full binary tree. What is a full binary tree? A binary tree is a full binary tree if every node has 0 or 2 children. See, in this binary tree, this node 12 has 2 children. This node 8 has 2 children, 5 and 11. This node 18 has 0 children. Hence, it is a full binary tree. See the definition. A binary tree is a full binary tree if every node has 0 or 2 children. So, this definition is satisfied according to this diagram. If 18 has one child, suppose 18 is having a child called 5. Now, is this a full binary tree? No, it is not satisfying the definition of a full binary tree. Is this satisfying the definition of full binary tree? A binary tree is a full binary tree if every node has 0 or 2 children. But 18th node has one child 5. So, the definition is not satisfied. Hence, it is not a full binary tree. We can also say a full binary tree is a binary tree in which all nodes except the leaf nodes have 2 children. So, see what are the leaf nodes? Here, what are the leaf nodes? What is the definition of a leaf node? If the node has no more child. So, here 5, 11 and 18. These are the leaf nodes. 5 has no children, 11 has no children, 18 has no children. These three are the leaf nodes of this binary tree. Now, these 3 nodes have no children and all other nodes are having 2 children. What are the other nodes? 8 and 12, they are having 2 children. So, this condition is satisfied in this diagram using this concept of full binary tree. Now, full binary tree is a special type of binary tree in which every parent node or internal node has either 2 or no children. It is also a property of a binary tree. So, what are the internal nodes present in this full binary tree? The internal nodes are 8 and 18. So, the condition is whether 8 has 2 children or no children. It is having 2 children, condition satisfied. 18 having no children, condition is satisfied for a full binary tree. Next is pathological tree or degenerate tree. A tree where every internal node has only one child. Such trees are performance wise same as linked list. A degenerate, a pathological tree is a tree having a single child either left or right. So what is a degenerate tree? With every node has only one child. It can be a left subchild, it can be a right subchild. So 10 having a left subchild 20, next is 20 having a right subchild 30, 30 having a right subchild 40. This is a type of degenerate tree. Now one disadvantage of this degenerate tree is skewness, that is it is having children, it is having only one single child, that is only in the left subtree or in the right subtree occupying more amount of memory, and the chances of memory wastage is more in case of this kind of degenerate trees. Next is skewed binary tree. Actually, a skewed binary tree is the main disadvantage of the binary search tree. So, according to the definition of binary search tree, on the nodes which are lesser than the root node is placed in the left part, and the roots and the nodes which are greater than the root node are placed in the right hand side. So suppose we are having nodes 11, then 22, then 33, then 44. Suppose we are having these kinds of nodes, these kinds of keys to fill a binary search tree. So how it will be created? First is 11, first 11 will be created, then 22, then 33, and then 44. So see, there is a skewness problem. Why? Because 11, 22 is greater than 11. So we cannot place this key in the left hand part of the binary search tree. It will go always to the right part, right subchild, as a right subchild of 11. 33 will be created as a right subchild of 22. 44 will be created as a right subchild of 33. So this tree is right skewed binary tree. Hence, there is a wastage of memory. The difference between the height of this root and 44 is greater. What is the this is root node, this is the child node. So what is the difference between the, what is the height of this tree? 1 0 1 2 3. The height of this tree is 3. So there is a huge wastage of memory. If 33 can be placed here or 44 can be placed in this position, then the memory wastage will be less. A skewed binary tree is a pathological or degenerate tree in which the tree is either dominated by the left nodes or right nodes. Thus, there are two types of skewed binary tree: left skewed binary tree and right skewed binary tree. In the previous slide, we have seen degenerate tree. What were the degenerate trees? Root node having a single child, either left subchild or the right subchild. So, in case of skewed binary tree, the children are present only in one side. See, in this case also, the children are present only as a right subchild of the root node, only in the right hand side. The main disadvantage of this kind of tree is basically it is wasting memory. The memory space is wasted using this kind of trees. Next is complete binary tree. What is a complete binary tree? A binary tree is a complete binary tree if all the labels are completely filled except possibly the last level, and the last level has all keys as left as possible. So what is the complete tree. What are the levels present here? What is the zero level? Zero level starts from root. So 0 is this level. 12 in the 0th level, 8 and 18, these are the two children of 12. So it is these two nodes are present in the first level or one level. 5 and 11 are the children of 8. So this is the second level. 0, 1, 2. This is the level of this complete binary tree. Now see the definition once again. A binary tree is a complete binary tree if all levels are completely filled except possibly the last level, and the last level has keys as left as possible. So see, here the keys are present in the left subtree. Hence this definition, all the last level has keys as left as possible is satisfied using this representation of a complete binary tree. The children are present in the left hand side. See, 5 and 11 are the children of the node 8. These are present as a left subchild. Every level except the last level must be completely filled. Now, what is the meaning of the word completely filled? Suppose there is a node, it is having two children. If it is having two children, it is a binary tree, then it is completely filled except possibly the last level. So what is the 5 and 11? These are not filled. All the leaf elements must lean towards the left. See, it is a left subchild of the root element 12. 8 is the left subchild of the root element 12. So the leaf elements, what are the leaf elements present here? 5 and 11. These are leaned towards the left. Suppose this 18 is having a child. Suppose the child is 20. Okay. This is a subchild of the node 18. Now can you say whether the property of complete binary tree is satisfied? The properties of complete binary tree is not satisfied here because according to this definition, all the leaf elements must lean towards the left. So it is the child of this 18 or a part of this right subtree. Hence, this condition is not satisfied according to this representation because it is present as a right subchild of 18. Okay. So after deleting the right subchild, the condition is satisfied. Again, the last point, the last leaf element might not have a right sibling. That is, a complete binary tree does not have to be a full binary tree. The last left element might not have a right sibling. Suppose the last leaf element. So here the last leaf element is 5. If 11 is not present here, it is not having a sibling, only 5 is present. 11 is not present. Then also it satisfies the definition of complete binary tree. If 11 is present, it is a condition. It is if suppose 11 is not present here, this condition will be satisfied. The last leaf element might not have a right sibling. See, might word is present here. It can be present and it cannot be present also. In both cases, it satisfies the condition of a complete binary tree. Next is perfect binary tree. What is a perfect binary tree? A binary tree is a perfect binary tree in which all the internal nodes have two children and all the leaf nodes are at the same level. The following are the examples of perfect binary trees. A binary tree is a perfect binary tree in which all the internal nodes have two children. See, in this binary tree representation, what are the internal nodes that are present? 15, 30. These are the internal nodes. And what are the leaf nodes? 40, 50, 100, 40. These are the leaf nodes in this binary tree. So, the internal nodes are having two children. 15 is the internal node having two children, 40 and 50. 30 is the internal node having two children, 100 and 40. So, the condition of a perfect binary tree is satisfied in this representation. A perfect binary tree is a type of binary tree in which every internal node has exactly two child nodes and all the leaf nodes are at the same level. Now another condition is added, all the leaf nodes are at the same level. What are the leaf nodes present here? 40, 50, 100 and 40. These are the leaf nodes present here and the condition is satisfied according to the definition. Next is expression tree. What is an expression tree? The expression tree is a binary tree in which each internal node corresponds to the operator and each leaf node corresponds to the operand. So suppose there is an expression 3 plus first bracket open, again first bracket open, 5 plus 9 multiplied by 2 first bracket close. This expression is represented using an expression tree. So how can we represent this expression with the help of expression tree? So we will solve this using the Bodmas rule. We have all learned Bodmas rule in our childhood. According to this, we will first solve the Bodmas, B-O-D-M-A-S, B for bracket. We will first solve the expression within the bracket. So 5 plus 9 will be solved first because it is present within the first bracket. So we will place, this is the operator and 5 and 9 are the operand. See, according to the definition, in which each internal node corresponds to the operator and each leaf node corresponds to the operand. So the operator plus is present as the internal node and the operands 5 and 9 are present as the leaf node. Again, after this evaluation, what we will evaluate multiplied by 2 because again it is present within the bracket. So after this we will evaluate and we have placed this operator, this multiplication sign as an internal node and again the operand, which one is the operand 2, is placed over here in the leaf node as a leaf node. Next is we will do 3 plus. So plus is again placed as the root node and 3 is placed as the leaf node. This is placed as the root node because this is the last expression which will evaluate. But if it was not the last, it would be placed as an internal node. So this is the structure of an expression tree where all the operands are placed as leaf nodes. See here what are the operands present here, 5, 9, 2 and 3. These are placed as the leaf nodes and what are the operators placed here, plus, multiplication plus. These are placed as the internal nodes. Now we will understand the concept of avian tree. We have already learned binary search tree and understood the limitations of binary search tree. So basically in case of binary search tree, the main problem was skewness. What was the skewness problem? In case of binary tree, if the right node is greater than the left node, we were placing it to the right hand side, the value. If the value is again greater than that node, we were placing in the right hand side. So there was a skewness problem. and there was a wastage of memory. These wastage of memory can be solved using this AVL tree. AVL tree is self-balancing. It automatically balances itself after insertion or deletion operations. So it uses a factor known as balance factor. What is balance factor? Balance factor is difference between the height of left subtree and right subtree. In case of AVL tree, the difference is at most 1. Hence, the problem of skewness which was present in case of binary search tree can be solved using this AVL tree. So there are 4 kinds of rotations used here. Left rotation, right rotation, left-right rotation and right-left rotation. Using these rotation techniques, we can solve the problem of the skewness problem of binary search tree and we can create an AVL tree. Okay, so thank you.